Hey everybody, welcome to another action figure unboxing and review, Mattel Masterverse edition. And I did a poll on my community tab and asked people which two figures they wanted to see me review this week, and the winner by one single vote, I believe, was King Keldor and Mafek's Rogue One Darth Vader. I have a feeling that the majority of people who voted for this wanted to see the Vader figure more than the King Keldor, but he's part of the deal, so I'm going to be reviewing him today, and then I'll do the Vader on Friday. As you can see, this is from the Revolution TV show for Netflix that Kevin Smith is the showrunner for. And although Revelation had some controversy regarding the lack of screen time for He-Man himself, I think Revolution has fared a little better in that respect. I certainly enjoyed it more than Revelation. I didn't hate Revelation the way some people did, but I also didn't think it was a suitable He-Man show, basically, because of He-Man's lack of presence, obviously. Plus, I'm not a huge Teela fan, so having the show mainly focus on her was not to my liking. Although I did like the Evil Lyn aspect of it. Keldor, if you didn't already know, from either this series or the 2000 series that they did, the 2002, I believe, cartoon series, which I recommend. I highly recommend that series. I think it's fantastic. Probably the best Masters of the Universe cartoon ever done. Better than the Filmation original and better than the Kevin Smith stuff. So definitely catch that if you can. But I believe it was that series where they really introduced the concept of Keldor being who Skeletor was before he became Skeletor. I didn't watch all the Filmation cartoon back in the day, so I don't remember if they ever got into that with Filmation, the whole Keldor thing. But Keldor is not only Skeletor's real name, but also they revealed in Revolution that he is half brothers with King Randor. They share the same father. I don't remember that being a part of the 2002 series. I'm pretty sure it wasn't, in fact. I think Keldor was just an evil guy that wanted to take over the throne of Eternia and take the power of Castle Grayskull. I don't think he ever had family ties to Randor. But yeah, he's half brothers, so that makes him, of course, He-Man's uncle in the cartoon. If you haven't seen the show by now, that's your own fault. So don't expect not spoiler-free review here. So Keldor is Skeletor in disguise. The motherboard that Hordak used to convert Skeletor into a cyborg, essentially, used power, technological abilities to transform his appearance so that he looked like he did when he was Keldor, to hide all the cybernetic enhancements and whatnot. And then she used that same power to disguise herself as Skeletor, so she could attack Eternia during Randor's funeral or shortly afterwards. I can't remember when exactly the attack occurred in regards to his funeral. But in any case, Keldor emerged as a hero during that attack, pushing Motherboard / Skeletor back and saving the city, which led to He-Man, Prince Adam, who didn't want to take over as king. It led to him thinking that, hey, maybe my uncle's a good guy, maybe he'll do right by the throne, maybe I can just abdicate to him, and then I don't have to deal with the issue of the throne. I can just be Prince Adam / He-Man. So that's what he did. Keldor took over. And, well, and so now we have the character of King Keldor. And here he is in all his regal finery. And if you remember the cybernetic Skeletor, Skeletech, also came with a version of the crown, which you see on the alternate head for this Keldor figure. Man, that came into play in the cartoon, because Skeletor, after being crowned, he returned to Snake Mountain and brought the crown with him. So, here we have a look at the box. Here's the artwork on the front. Fantastic as always. Masterverse. And as we've seen from previous reviews I've done, we've got a smaller window now than we had before. And less artwork, unfortunately. The back used to be all artwork, but now the artwork's confined to the sides and the front. And the back is just for figure shots. We got legalese on the bottom. And there's that artwork on the side. You got the smirking Keldor, and here he is, arms crossed. And then on the other side we have Randor and Motherboard in the background. And Marlena, sorry. I was blinking on her name for a second there. And of course on the back we've got figure pictures. I got a shot of Keldor here. Then we got a close-up of his head and another shot of him with just kind of hanging around. We have a little blurb for him. You can read that at your own leisure. And here's the other figures in the line. I've already reviewed Triclops, and I've got Battle Armor, He-Man, and Mechanic ready to go. So those reviews will be coming eventually. I'm going to keep doing that whole community thing to let people vote on which two figures I do every week, just until I catch up, because there's a lot. I'm always going to do like a G.I. Joe classified on Sundays, because I have a lot of classified figures to get through. So I'm going to get through those one at a time on Sundays. But I also might put some up for review, like as an option for review. Like currently on my community tab, I have a vote for 5 figures, or 5 choices, I should say. And one of them is the Retro Scarlet and Retro Recondo. So if you want to see me do a review of that next week, then vote on that figure. Right now, I think it's winning, as I film this on Sunday, so I think it's winning. Anyway, let's open this up. We've seen the box. Let's see the figure now. And I don't know if I've shown this yet on any of my Masterverse reviews, but this is what the inside of the package looks like. We've got this plastic tray with the figure in it, and it usually holds like 1 or 2 of the accessories. But then you have this cardboard like tube over here on the side that has comes in a paper bag that has the rest of the accessories in it. So with King Randor, there's not much, but we'll look at the figure first, and then we'll get into the accessories. As usual, I have removed him already, just to put him through his paces, make sure none of his parts are broken, and to cut him out of the plastic ties that have him sealed into the plastic tray. And here we have King Keldor. Actually, this is more like, well, I guess he's still king even without the crown, because this looks like the royal cloak. But he looks pretty regal here. It's a nice figure. It's not the type of figure you're going to be throwing in battles and whatnot, but for a figure on your shelf, he would look pretty good. I'm looking forward to them actually doing a Randor and Marlena, so we can really get the whole royal family. And we've got a Prince Adam already, so that'll be nice to add to that. But as you can see, as usual with Masterverse, they're pretty good with the paint apps on their figures. They don't cut corners there like Classified does, although Classified makes up for it with the accessories. Masterverse is lacking in that department. So then again, though, most of these He-Man figures, they don't come with a lot of accessories anyway. That they don't use a lot, I should say. He-Man has a sword, sometimes a shield and an axe, and he usually comes with those when they make a He-Man figure. They're not going to give him much more than that, so you get what you get there. See, everything is pretty much glued down on him. Pieces that look like they might be overlays, like this bracer here, are actually glued on. So nothing's gonna come off. As you can see, the skirt piece here is a pretty soft, rubbery piece, although it does get pretty sturdy around the edge here. So you got a traffic cone basically with his legs. He's not going to be able to do splits or anything like that. The cloak is soft goods. It's the same kind of material that they normally use for their cloaks. Although this one feels like it might be doubled up. The cloaks usually feel thinner. This one might be like a 2-ply. It might be 2 pieces on top of each other. I could be wrong about that though, because I don't see a seam or like any indication that this is 2 sewn together. So I might be wrong. It does feel a little thicker than the normal cloaks that we've gotten though. In fact, like you can't really see through it as easily. Like right there, you can see my fingers obviously through, but the other cloaks that we've gotten have been really, really see-through. So I don't know. The fur up on the top is also soft goods. This is not sculpted fur, as you can see moving with my fingers. And it's a pretty nice soft type of fur. It's not real fur, obviously, but it's not some kind of cheap garbage either. It actually feels and looks pretty nice. This cloak looks like it is attached right into his shoulder piece here. So I don't think it's removable. Yeah. Oh wait, there we go. Okay, yeah, it is removable. You just have to, it's right up in there in his arms, as you can see there. See? There's the hook for it. Let's see. Nah, I'm not going to mess with that. If you heat it up and pop the arms, you can get the cloak off, I'm sure. Although why you would want to, I don't know. He looks much better with it than he would without it. You can see his face has got a nice sculpt. And he's got that white hair. White in the front, white in the sides with black. He also got that beard with white in the front and black on the sides. He's got those yellow or orange eyes, one of those colors, and the light blue skin. That's part of his mother's race. And then you have gold chest piece here, collar piece, whatever, and a black and red tunic with a skirt piece held on with a gold belt. It's got some studs all the way around it. He's got a matching gold bracer on his left wrist, and then the gold like sleeve material on his right wrist. Just basic black pants, no design, and brown boots, strapped boots with white sculpted, not real fur tops. His back, not much to see there because it's going to be covered most of the time. So no designs really, just all black and no designs on the collar piece here and some more studs on the belt. So there you have King Keldor. Let's look at the articulation. His head. Okay. It's just a simple ball joint there, no hinge. So you can get about that far down with him, and you can look up about that far, not too bad. He can do the Exorcist, and he's got a little bit of tilt there. He can move his arms all the way around because the cloak doesn't interfere with that. And he can get just under 90 on the T-pose there. He doesn't have a bicep cut because his sleeve comes all the way down to the elbow. But he can rotate the arm at the elbow. And because his sleeve comes down to the elbow, he doesn't have a double jointed elbow. He only has a single jointed one. And he's got horizontal hinge on both hands, which most of the figures in this line do because hardly any of them use guns. Let's see, he has a diaphragm cut, so you can get that far forward. You can go back about that far, and then you can tilt him side to side, and you can also turn him there, and you can turn him at the waist as well. But he doesn't have any other movement at the waist, just back and forth. If you want to tilt him, you have to do it at the diaphragm. Legs, he can't do the Van Damme splits because of the traffic coning from the skirt piece. But it does have a slit in the middle, so you can kick his leg out at least. Can kick out about that far. And he can kick back about that far. He does have a thigh cut. Yeah, sorry. Let me get that piece out of the way there for you. There. Does have a thigh cut. He's got the... Oh, by the way, his elbows are pinless. I don't think I mentioned that. And his knees are also pinless. And they are double jointed, unlike the elbows, but you can't get a lot because of the sculpted fur on the top of the boots there. And the boot does have a cut there. And the foot can go back about that far. Can go forward that far. You got the rocker there and peg holes on the bottom for a stand. Accessories wise, he's pretty bare bones, like most Masterverse figures. Sorry, they tend to put that extra money into the paint rather than the accessories. But like I said earlier, most of these guys don't carry a lot of gear with them anyway. Anyway, out of the box, he comes with 2 fists as hands. And they also give him 2 gripping hands, even though he has nothing to grip. Technically, you could give him like Skeletor's power sword or staff or something like that, one of those things, because he is Skeletor after all. You could also give him, well, you could give him pretty much anything. You can give him a shield, give him one of Man-at-Arms' guns, whatever you want. But these are both horizontal hinges as well on those hands. And he also comes with an alternate head. This one, unlike the head he comes out of the box, which was just a basically neutral look, this one is the little smirk that he gives in the series when He-Man decides to abdicate to him, or after he gets the crown. He kind of looks at the camera and gives that little smirk where no one but the viewer can see him. And of course his head also comes adorned with the crown, which can come off if you want it. It's just a rubbery, yellowish plastic, trying to make it look like gold, but there's not really a gold shine to it. And it's got one stud in the middle, but it's just a basic crown. There's nothing to it. Randor obviously wasn't that flashy with the crown. He didn't bed it with a ton of jewels or anything like that. It's just a basic piece of metal. And that goes on his head. aside from the smirk, it's basically the same head sculpt. So if you wanted to put the crown on that head, you could as well. It's exactly the same style. It's just the look that's different. King Keldor came out earlier this year. I got him pretty quickly, which is unusual in this country for Masterverse stuff. We usually have to wait months, if not years, later. Like, for instance, I still haven't gotten my Grizzlor, Buzz-Off, Faker, or Merman from that wave, or my Ram Man, Whiplash, or Clawful. Those figures have been delayed, like, indefinitely, it seems. And I might have to end up getting them from eBay at some point. But they haven't been canceled yet from the place I ordered them from, so I'm maintaining hope that I'll get them eventually. I actually talked to the guy who runs the place I ordered them from, and he said he has Grizzlor and Buzz-Off, but he's waiting for the other two. And since I ordered them together in one set, I gotta wait until the whole set is here before he'll ship them out. Although he did say he would ship them out early if I wanted, but I'm just gonna wait. I'm not in a hurry to get them that badly. But yeah, they seem to be getting better in that regard because, like I said, I've already got King Keldor, and I got the Mechanic Battle Armor He-Man, Sorceress Tila. I got that whole wave, so that's good. At least, hopefully, Mattel will maintain this pace with the figures and not keep us in the UK waiting for months and months. Keldor, a pretty good-looking figure, I think. He doesn't do a whole lot, so if you're not a completionist, he's probably one that you might want to skip. If you're not a completionist, you probably want to skip the whole Revolution line anyway. Probably better off just waiting for the New Eternia stuff. But if you are a completionist, he's definitely a good one to put on your shelf. I don't think they're doing Revelation or Revolution based figures for Origins, are they? You have to let me know if they are, because I can't remember ever seeing any figures from the cartoon, from the recent cartoon. Obviously they're doing Filmation, but I don't think I've seen any of the Netflix cartoon figures from Origins. I think only Masterverse is doing those. So if you collect the Netflix series figures, this is definitely a must-have. But if you're not all in on this line, if you don't care about the Netflix series, if you only want to collect the New Eternia stuff or the Princess of Power stuff or whatever, then this is probably an easy pass for you. I like it. It's a new character. It's from what we've gotten previously. Even the Keldor they released in the 2000 series is not the same. Didn't look the same as this. He was more of a basically Skeletor with facial skin rather than a separate character. But this guy is dressed nicely. He's got a nice looking cloak on. Different hairstyle than the Keldor we're used to. So it's a pretty decent looking character in my mind. I definitely pick them up, like I said, if you're a completionist, but if not, I definitely understand the way Masterverse hits the what do I want to say? The markdown bin, for sales and whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised. This the bargain bin, I guess you'd call it. I wouldn't be surprised to see him there at some point if he's not already there in America. He very well could be. But let me know what you think down below. Comment, like, and subscribe. All of this helps the channel tremendously. I would like to grow this channel. I'm at 89 subs right now. So I'm closing in on 100, which is a nice milestone, but that would still put me well below what I need in order to even think about getting monetized or whatnot. I'm doing this for fun, to be honest. That's why the production's so low. I'm not really investing in a lot of money into this to try and get it to the point where I can make a lot of money. I'm just trying to have fun with it. It gives me something to do. And I'm hoping to maybe someone will see a review and I'll convince them to buy a figure or convince them to wait on a figure that's I don't think is 100% worth buying right away. And if I can help anyone out, that makes me happy. I'm fine with that. But if you like and subscribe and as you comment on the channel, it helps with the algorithm. So the more people who do that, the more people around the world will see this, the more subscribers I'll get, and the bigger the channel will get. And only good things can happen from there. I've never been a selfish person really in my life. And I really, really, really want to get to the point where I'm making at least enough money from this channel that I could start giving back to the people who watch. And I would love to, buy these Metacom figures, buy like a pair of them and give away one of them. Obviously, I'm going to keep one because I like the line. But I would love to just raffle off a Mezco Snake Eyes or a Metacom Mafex Doctor Doom, or I know they don't have one yet, but I'm guessing eventually they'll get there. But it would be nice to just be able to give out those kind of figures because I know not everybody has the disposable income to buy $80+ figures. Most people just tend to stick to the Legends, the Hasbro stuff, which is still good, but obviously cheaper. And that's fine. I'm not trying to shame anybody, but I just want to be able to let people have the opportunity to get one of those high-end figures. So like and subscribe, comment down below. I explain my reasoning for it. Stay tuned Friday for the Rogue One Metacom Mafex Darth Vader review, and I'll see you next time.